Yael, tell everyone a little bit about you and your wedding plans.
For sure. I am Yael. I'm going to get married in Italy, in Rome, on the 8th of July, so it's coming up really soon. Today we sent out the invites, and our wedding is going to be, our wedding is going to be a Jewish wedding, but a Christian and Nigerian wedding as well. I'm from Germany, and I grew up in an Orthodox community. And my husband-to-be is from Nigeria and America, and is also of a Yoruba tribe from Nigeria. And so we're going to mash all of our cultures and religions and customs, and we've been incredibly lucky to get so much support and resources through the VIB club, through our rabbi, through friends and family, that I'm just so excited to share in any way that I can to give back that support.
So can I ask you what made you personally join our VIB club, which is our members club for brides, for Jewish and Jewish brides?
Yeah, I was really excited. Once I got engaged, I stumbled upon Smashing the Glass, and it was such a great resource for me. I just felt like it was one of the only spaces where mixed couples are as welcomed as only Jewish couples, and there was no value judgment or no like, oh yeah, you could do this but a little bit less Jewish because you're not completely Jewish or something. And I really felt comfortable in that space, so I was looking through all the weddings and got a lot of inspiration. And then as soon as you open the VIB club, for me it was a no-brainer that I'd love to be part of it, just to ask questions, or because I know you have a wide network of different vendors, and we don't have a wedding planner. Actually, we interviewed several different wedding planners, but in the end decided that most of the things we've already organized in some capacity ourselves, and then with other things we got help from the VIB club, or are continuing to get help. So it was this great match between being a little bit of a control freak and wanting to do it my own way, but also relying on a whole vast network of viewers that we really didn't need a wedding planner.
Wow, that's fantastic to hear, because it's quite hard to plan a wedding from afar, so you must be very busy with all kinds of things, but that's great. And tell me how the VIB Club has actually helped you with your wedding planning since you joined. What elements have really, assisted you?
So super concretely, the vendor matching really helped me. The first stab at it, I was like, yeah, those things work, but can we work on it a little bit more? And then you came back to me with amazing music options, for example, one of which we're going to actually hire.
Yeah.
That was more than half the price of original quotes we had gotten, and that seemed extremely professional and just like really good people. So things like that, vendor matching, and then as well as just being able to write into the Facebook group a question and get answers. I wrote, our florist is a wonderful florist, but she hasn't done that many chuppahs before. And so I wrote, like, if you want to have this and this many people underneath your chuppah, what should the dimensions be? And immediately other members responded, as well as your chuppah expert. And things like that, just feeling reassured that you're in a community of people who are also planning their weddings, and people who mean well, and who, just want to make sure that your wedding will be as beautiful as you imagine it to be.
It's exactly that. It's, we really, really care, and I think it really comes through that it's not just me, it's my team and the experts that I bring in, because I don't know everything, but I know a lot of people that know everything. And we have Yael, who lives in New York, who's spent some time in Germany, getting married in Italy, having a Jewish wedding, incorporating all kinds of cultures and backgrounds. And this is what we thrive on, and we love this. And I also love the Facebook community. That's a really good point, that we give our expert advice, but it's such a wonderful community, because everyone sort of helps each other, and it's it's wonderful to sort of watch it grow. And the other thing I wanted to ask you is, have any of the master classes you particularly benefited from? So every Wednesday we have a master class with a different expert. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's an expert. Has there been anyone in particular that you've enjoyed, or the Ask the Rabbi sessions?
Yeah, I particularly enjoyed the masterclass with Claudine Herzl, the photography one, as well as with Camilla, the makeup one, which was great to just be able to log in, ask some questions that were on my mind that I didn't necessarily want to ask my vendors until I had confirmation from some other people about how it's done. And that was really great. It was like having a mentor. You know, like you can ask questions, then come to work and present that as, okay, I queried this and this is how it's customary. Will you provide this and this, or certain questions? So that was really, really wonderful and helpful. And I must confess, right now we've moved 4 times in the last 6 months. So my latest move was just really hectic. So I've been a little bit not following the master classes, but the wonderful thing about this community is that as soon as you need those things, you can watch them on command. Certain things have just taken the back seat right now, but I know as soon as I'm going to plan this part of the wedding, then I'm going to go and rewatch those videos.
I mean, the last thing we want with a club is to kind of add to your overwhelm and make you feel like you've got to watch everything in Yom Club. It's literally, you know, as and when you need it. And no, it's just wonderful to hear that you are getting closer to your wedding, and that, as Yael said, literally anything that anyone needs, we are there, and we will work it out for you. So it's like I call myself sometimes a virtual maid of honor with no agenda. I have no agenda but to support. So I'm going to ask you one final question. I know you want to get on with your wedding shoe shopping, and you must post in the club what you end up with. So what would you say to someone who's maybe on the fence about joining? They're thinking about it, they're not sure. What would you say to them?
I'm not sure. For me, it was such a no-brainer that I felt very inclined, that I really wanted to be part of this community. And I can't imagine someone who's really on the fence. It's not a lot of money.
Oh, that is so kind. You get one of these pouches too. We get the smashed it pouch. Oh, where is it in the camera?
Exactly. And it's just, for me, it's such a wonderful resource. It's just the same amount of money as if you would buy a wedding planning book, but you get a community that's alive. Yeah. And you, with every new wedding that gets submitted to Smashing the Glass, you also get to know more vendors, different connections, so you have like a repertoire of people that you can connect to that is truly amazing, and that I think is more diverse than a wedding planner would have, because a wedding planner might just work with certain vendors because they have a good connection, or because, you know, they benefit from each other. And so for me, it was very important to pick the vendors that I really connect with on a personal level and also on a creative level. And that wouldn't have worked so well with a wedding planner, because there were a few wedding planners we talked to, and they said, yeah, we always have this and this person for the flowers, or we always have this and this. And I was like, okay. So I think for me, this was a more dynamic or more complex version, definitely, because you're doing the legwork. But at the same time, I have you and Claire and the wonderful team that I can really email to and get an answer immediately, which I am always surprised. Like, there are only so many hours in a day, and you have 2 kids. You know, how are you doing this? But you're doing it, and it's wonderful, and I'm so appreciative.
Oh, that is so kind, so lovely. It really makes my heart sort of swell with pride to hearing things like this. This is what it's all about. So I'm going to thank you so much for sparing some of your precious wedding shoe shopping time with us. And I will let you go, but I'm going to catch up with you later or tomorrow. I will just connect and check in with you. So thank you once more. It's so lovely hearing it.
Actually, I thought I just gave a membership as a present to a newly engaged couple. So I think if somebody's on the fence about it, somebody else who might already be in the club would want to share that joy and the resources. For me, I thought that was a really excellent engagement gift.
It is a great engagement gift. It really is. It's the engagement gift that keeps on giving. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, you have a great day. I'm going to let you get back to your shoe shopping.